1971. In a forest clearing, an old man is sitting with an earthen pot, chanting Hindu mantras. A little girl asks him, "What are you doing, Uddharan Chinne?" To which he replies, "This is my family. I am helping them sleep." Uddharan Chinne Uddharan. The President of Pakistan Yahya Khan is quoted, "Kill 3 million of them and the rest will eat out of our hands." Uddharan. Indian Prime Minister Indira Gandhi is being interviewed. The interviewer asks her, "You have spoken of first steps needed to improve the situation. The first step being to stop the exodus of refugees. Now can it not be fairly put to you that you are contributing in a way to the exodus of the refugees by your support for the Pakistan guerrillas who are operating in East Pakistan? Pakistan Army takes reprisals against them, against villages which harbor the guerrilla fighters, and that causes the exodus, or is at least in part responsible for it. Now must not you, in effect, face the question of having to reduce your support for the guerrilla armies operating in East Pakistan?" Uddharan Chinne Uddharan. The Prime Minister replies, "Does that mean we allow a massacre to continue? What happened first? How many people were killed according to your correspondence of British newspapers, of American newspapers, of French newspapers, Canadian newspapers, Arabian newspapers? The massacre began long before there was a single guerrilla." Present day. In a college campus, a young man on stage tells a crowd of students, "First we are Bangladeshi, then a Bengali, and lastly, a Muslim." Uddharan Chinne Uddharan. 26 March 1971. Bangladeshi leader Sheikh Mujibur Rahman makes the proclamation of Bangladeshi independence. The radio. "This may be my last message. From today Bangladesh is independent. I call upon the people of Bangladesh, wherever you might be and with whatever you have, to resist the army of occupation to the last. Your fight must go on until the last soldier of Pakistan's occupation army is expelled from the soil of Bangladesh and final victory is achieved." Uddharan Chinne Uddharan. The next day, a journalist, Amir Indranail Sengupta, and his wife, Fida Raima Sen, are in bed when Pakistan Army personnel break open the door and enter. The officer, Malik Pavan Malhotra, shoots the maid who tries to stop them, after which his soldiers beat up Amir and he rapes Fida. Uddharan. Fida is abducted by the Pakistan Army men and brought in a truck to a prison camp along with a number of other women. In the camp, the women are beaten and forced to take off their clothes. They are then separated into two groups based on age. The older women are lined up and shot, while the younger women are taken to a large shed that serves as their living quarters. Uddharan. Later, the Pakistani officer Malik explains to his men why the women have been brought there. "These women have been brought here to serve the nation. Mulk ki khidmat. The children who will be born from their wombs will be theirs as well as ours. They will be the children of Pakistan. All these women's job is to give birth to children, and if possible, more than one. And those who cannot, have no need to live. This way, we will wipe out the bloodline of the Bengalis." Uddharan Chinne Uddharan. A few days later, Amir has survived and is recuperating. His colleagues come to visit him and inform him that many journalists have been killed. They decide to do whatever is needed to report on the atrocities by the Pakistan Army so that the world hears of it. Amir tells them he knows what to do and calls Archer Blood, the American consul general, to Dhaka and takes an appointment with him. When he is traveling to meet Archer, the bus he is traveling in is intercepted by the Pakistan Army, and all the men are killed, while the women are abducted. Amir manages to escape undetected. Uddharan. In the meanwhile, a young woman Kausar, Richa Inamdar, and her brother Rafiq, Riddhi Sen, are playing in the forest. As they wander around, they chance upon a village which has been the site of a massacre with many dead bodies. Uddharan. That night, a convoy of refugees fleeing the Pakistanis come to the village where Kausar and Rafiq are staying. At first, Rafiq refuses to allow them into the village, but Kausar tells them they are welcome and apologizes for Rafiq. Baba, Victor Banerjee, the leader of the convoy, tells them they are moving towards the Indian border where they will be safe. That night, one of the women in the refugee convoy gives birth to a baby, and Kausar offers sweets to the refugees. There are celebrations in the group that night. The next day, the refugee convoy along with Kausar and Rafiq leaves the village, proceeding on their journey towards India. Uddharan. Amir manages to reach the house of Archer Blood and tells him about the atrocities of the Pakistan army. The consul general promises to raise it with the American government and bring pressure on the Pakistanis to stop their atrocities. Uddharan. The next day, the refugee convoy is attacked by the Pakistani army and a number of people are killed. Rafiq sees a Pakistani soldier trying to rape his sister and attacks him. He manages to take his revolver and shoots him. Rafiq and Kausar survive. Uddharan. Amir then meets Majid Farooq Sheikh, a rich man who is organizing a resistance movement. Majid's men capture a Razakar, Pakistan, who he had helped in the past and had later joined the Pakistanis in killing innocent people. When Majid asks him why he is committing these atrocities, he replies, "It was you who enrolled me in the madrasa. I am just doing what I was taught in the madrasa." Uddharan Chinha Uddharan. Amir joins Majid's men and they start guerrilla attacks on Pakistani soldiers. A few days later, they intercept an army vehicle and take the Pakistani officer Malik as prisoner. Malik is held as a prisoner and Majid tells him that the Mukti Bahini and the Indian army have won, and asks him to tell his men to surrender. But instead, Malik laughs and taunts Amir about how he raped his wife. In anger, Amir shoots Malik dead. Uddharan Chinna. Kausar and Rafiq reach the Indian border and head towards it across a river. But they are spotted by some Pakistani soldiers, and Rafiq is shot. Uddharan. That same night, the rebels including Amir raid the camp where Fida and other women are being held captive and release the women. When Amir finds Fida and sees she's heavily pregnant, she starts to walk away, expecting he will reject her. But he takes her hand and holds her back. Uddharan Chinna. Present day. The young man exhorts the people to unite and identify the Razakars who are still living in their midst, and bring them to justice. Uddharan.